So if you follow me on Facebook, which you should, you saw that I bought another drum set, so I thought I'd show you guys. So at first I wasn't gonna buy this thing, but it was only $40, and then I realized that there were some other parts that came with this drum set that are totally worth at least that much, if not more. So I was like, screw it, I'll buy it, why not? Then also, I'm always needing random parts here and there, so this will be a good donor kit. So let me show you what came with this kit. So first of all, it is a 5-piece. It is a TKO brand. So we got a bass drum, a 16 by 16 inch floor with free foam. We got a 13-inch tom, and then a 12-inch tom. So there's some other stuff that came with these drums, but first let's look at the actual drums. So the 12-inch is in decent shape. I mean, the tension rods are kind of rusty. I'll probably make a video on how to remove rust from drum hardware, so be on the lookout for that. But the only thing that's wrong is that there's a loose screw. If you can hear and see that. And you can see right there that that's where it goes. So that's an easy fix. The 13 is just about the same as the 12. It is missing a tension rod though, and the wrap is starting to like peel off right there. Also, I believe it's missing the tension nut, which goes inside the lug. We got some random holes. Every drum set I buy, it's got to have random holes in it. And then the odd thing that I found is that the 12-inch is a 5-lug drum, so we got 2 right there, 2 right there, 1 right there. But the 13 is only a 4-lug, which makes no sense at all. And then the floor tom is probably the drum that's in the best shape. There's really nothing wrong with it that I can see at first glance, other than that it's old and crusty, and there's a bunch of foam in here. So again, that's the easy fix. So there actually is a little bit of wrap warping right there. There's also something inside the drum. I don't even know what that is. It looks like a zip tie or something. You can just barely see it, but the heads are so foggy and it won't focus. And then the kick drum, nothing too wrong with it, other than a bunch of rust and some nasty heads. Is that melted? It came with this free blanket also, just what I needed. And then we got these cheap ass legs. And then this is interesting also. This is the tom mount, the tom mount arm. And that is like an eye bolt for like the inside of a floor tom that holds the leg. So I don't really know where that came from. It might be from a cymbal stand. So let's take a look at those. And then actually most of this hardware is pretty decent. So this is the snare stand. It's an old Pearl. You know, it's not the top of the line model, but it's pretty good, so I'm not complaining. So here's a cymbal stand bass. It's like a rock brand. I've never heard of that. But here's the top tube, which we'll get a kick out of this. So here's the top tube. There's a boom arm on it. And then wedged between the clamp is another boom arm, which I assume came from this stand, which makes sense because there's a missing tilter thing, which is probably where this came from. And then also needs some cymbal felts, or foam I should say. And then the bass pedal is just a cheap Pearl. It's in pretty decent shape with a little bit of rust, but still works. So now we're getting to the good stuff. So the hi-hat stand is an old Iron Cobra Jr. This will probably end up in my gigging hardware bag because using an actual Iron Cobra weighs like 1,000 pounds, and this thing weighs like nothing compared to that, so I'll probably use this for gigging. And then it also came with this snare. It's a Mapex Pro Series. It's a 10-inch snare. It's in pretty decent shape. It's a little bit dirty, but this thing weighs like 1,000,000 pounds. This thing's heavy. There's a little hole on the resonant side head, but this is part of the reason why I bought these drums, because I figured this is worth at least $40. I mean, who knows, it might not. But yeah, we'll see. And now the cymbals. It came with a ZBT 14-inch crash cymbal. There's a giant dent in it, but I'll find something to do with this. And then it also came with a set of Paiste 502 hi-hats. So this is the bottom. They're in pretty good shape actually. I mean, they're a little bit, you know, dirty, but that's not that bad. And then here's the top for that, and the clutch for the hi-hat stand. And get a load of this. So we have the felt, a nut, the cymbal, a zip tie, another nut, a felt, and then a zip tie. Really? And then last is the splash. It's a 10-inch. It's a Sabian. You can see by the logo, if this will focus. But there are some cracks around the hole, but I actually have a plan for this cymbal, so that will be in a future video. Oh, and it also came with some sticks. All that crap for 40 bucks. Gotta get the thumbnail. So yeah, for 40 bucks, I'm not complaining. Really, I just wanted the hardware, the tension rods, the lugs, the snare, and I guess the cymbals. And then also the tom mounts work well for trap table mounts, so that's another reason why I decided to buy this thing. So yeah, for 40 bucks, would you buy all this stuff? Let me know in the comments. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Oh, and it also came with this throne.